movie, and he says, I'll rewrite the script, and I'll write you a nice role, and I'll put some characters together, and you'll be happy. So I went away, and he said, before you accept the Kubrick job, just meet with me again. So I went back to Kubrick, I told him what was happening, and Kubrick says, well, listen, I need you for 8 weeks. And I went back to James and said, James, he needs me for 8 weeks. And James says, well, I'll let you come a week late to our shoot if Kubrick will release you. I went, great, I can do both these movies. Anyway, I went back to Kubrick, and Kubrick says, no, I can't release you, I can't guarantee you. Well, most of you who know Stanley Kubrick, that film took over a year to make, Full Metal Jacket. And so now I understand why he couldn't release me after 8 weeks. Anyway, it forced me to make a choice, and James says, listen, I'll rewrite this script. I wrote the script. I'll make you happy. And he says, and I'll pay you your fee. Whereas Kubrick didn't want me to read the script. Nobody read the script for Kubrick's film. You got the sides, and he says, what we do is we're going to go and we're going to workshop it, and whatever you bring to it is what we're going to bring out of it. And as an actor, you like that challenge. But you don't know what you're going to be doing, you know, and that's a little scary. So I kind of like had to make a choice, and I went with James, and the rest is history.
I'll wrap up with William answering that one. William.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, it's, there's a few themes running through this because we were all, I mean, kind of this side of the table, living in London. And I never met Stanley Kubrick, but I met Leon Vitali, his acting coach. As far as I knew, you didn't meet Stanley. You didn't meet him until day one of shooting. And I did a lot of auditions for Leon. A lot of really hard work. I think I saw them 4 or 5 times, and then he came back and said, Stanley loves you, he wants you to do this, sending the contract to your agent. And I thought, that's great. I mean, Stanley Kubrick, as far as I was concerned, was God. And I'm sure you didn't get a contract finish date. Could have gone on for 2 years, he used to be there, and he was going to pay everybody across the board apart from Matthew Modine, who was, you know, going to get paid a bit more. But, so then my agent rings me up before I signed this contract and says, they want to see you for a science fiction movie. And I said, yeah, Sally, do I want to, you know, do a science fiction movie? I'm working for Stanley Kubrick. And he said, no, it's a good script. He said, just go along and see him. And I almost didn't want to do it. I said, yeah, okay. But I've been doing a play at the time, doing quite a lot of theater, Private Wars by Jim McClure, about veterans, Vietnam veterans. And so I was shaved and pumped and, you know, armied up. And went in to meet Jim and Gail at 20th Century Fox, and we were talking and chatting. They said, right, okay, here's a script. Give me Hudson's lines. We want you to come back. Because I'd just been playing this really quite crazy, damaged guy. He said, we're looking at Bill Paxton, but no, they didn't say that. But, so I got down to the lobby with the script in my hand, gonna go and sit in Soho Park and kind of learn it and come back and see them in 2 hours. And just as I'm going out the door, the receptionist goes, Mr. Hope, come back. We've been sent. Give me those. I want you to look at this instead. Gorman. So I go back and I look at the script for like a couple of hours, come back at 3 o'clock, so I came back and I just remember Gail and Jim bickering. I mean, Jim going, I'm shooting this audition. Do you want to shoot it? You're going to tell me how to do this? Back and forth. So I didn't know who these guys were, and I hadn't seen Terminator there, but they were, you know, personable. And I think actually what got me the job, because I auditioned, they said, so what are you doing now? I said, well, I'm about to go and make a movie with Stanley Kubrick. Jim fell off his chair. He told me that as a physics student, before he went to Roger Corman, he saw 2001 Space Odyssey, and that moment changed his life. He thought, right, this is it, I'm making movies, to hell with physics. And so I think Kubrick was a, you know, huge hero, and inspiration to Jim. So 2 days later, the casting director rings up Mary Selway, lovely lady, bless her, not with us any longer, rang and said, you are not going to believe this, Jim wants to offer a leading role to William, which is like 2 days after I met them. And I was a little blasé. I hadn't seen the script yet. The script arrived, and I read it, and I just could not believe it. I mean, talk about it. I finished the script on the John at 4 o'clock in the morning because I couldn't put it down. I thought, I gotta go to the John. I thought, I can't stop reading this, and I finished it. The back shitting on the John. I couldn't move. The script was unputdownable. But so there we go.
Thank you all. We are, of course, very tight on time. When you look at this panel that's been assembled here to get all of these folks in one room at one moment was quite a feat. So we are tight on time. We're going to go out here for questions, for a couple questions.